Okay, in this video, let's take a look at the golf swing of Atthaya Thitikul from Thailand. Amazing young player, only 18 years old. Nicknamed Gene or Gino. Let's take a look at this swing. Just a reminder, if it is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. So let's take a look here. So first we have an iron shot. And she does have an amazing ability to hit shots very close to the hole. Her age aside, the golf swing is amazing. So super strong player. You can tell physically as the club gets up here. Cameraman is moving a little, so that's why those lines are moving. But the club back on the shaft plane to take it away. And then she's going to shift the plane. This thing's going to get up here very vertical, up onto the shoulder plane. So I've drawn those two lines in there, one on the shaft plane at address, one on the shoulder plane. And she's going to swing it up like Justin Thomas, straight up in the air, very high, which allows her to hit amazing shots, especially approach shots with iron. She's going to get the ball up in the air, hitting a lot of amazing approaches, because when the club gets up that high into the air, the angle down makes it very easy to create amazing trajectory and land the ball soft with longer clubs. And so just like a Jack Nicklaus with a giant windup, huge hip turn, and in the triangle straight up there, left arm on the plane, as it comes down, she then is able to do what a guy like Robert Allenby does, get the club somewhat close to the original shaft plane when she's playing her best. Like you see here, those hands are tracking right in along the shaft plane here. And that allows her to just nail the shot, hit solid, really, really solid iron shots, and have more face control than someone might have who's out, constantly swinging on the upper plane out here, which some upright players do. Hers, however, starts back, like I said, on the plane, facing great position, really winding the hips, more than some players, and then reaching that club up high. We can see the left wrist in a great position, which will give her face control. And then as she comes down, like we said, she is using the legs and using the ground very well, rotating back through and waiting to use the legs for power. And as she comes down, we can see, although it's blurry, we can see this great wrist position, keeping that face square coming through. And like you said, still getting the club around to the left quickly, which for a lot of upright players, they don't do that. But she does, with her strength and obviously commitment to understanding her swing, hitting amazing shots, especially right up there with some of the top players in the world. Taking a look at the face-on view of the driver swing, clearly the camera is coming in at an angle like so, which makes the ball position look back, but I assure you the ball's in good position. Good spine angle to begin with. Like we said, if you're a player who struggles with the driver, get that spine tilt back behind the ball. Nice strong grip. There's that move off the ball in terms of really turning, getting behind the ball. Look at that hip turn already. She has 45 degrees already at this point, probably up to 60 degrees of hip turn, and really leaning behind it. And when you get this far behind it with your head and that kind of an angle, it's great for hitting a driver. Get more of an up launch. And then she's able to, once again, from super high up, but then still get those legs working like some of the players that are more rounded. And that there, using the legs to propel the downswing and staying in the barrel. She's not shifting around. She's very, very good at understanding how to create torque and speed while just rotating without a giant shift to the left. And there's that massive release, the club whipping through. Trademark LPGA finish all the way through it. Great balance. When we watch the modern player, even as young as she is, being so good at swinging the golf club, and of course her mental game, ability to hang in there under pressure is elite, clearly. But when we look at the modern player golf swing, there are a variety of angles to the backswing, some flatter, some more upright. Hers clearly more upright. But what most of them really are understanding how to create that consistency is when they start using the lower body and rotating out of the way, it isn't just a hip turn. They are putting some pressure downward and learning to stay down long enough to then come up at the right time for power. And even when they're coming up, if you watch the actual position here, not a massive shift through the hitting area. so the distance from the ball stays the same. It's much easier to keep the club on plane that way. If a player is actually raising out of their spine angle from here, as they use the ground and as they push up, it just won't work. They have to be pushing and clearing, and the training is working great for these players, especially look how these LPGA players are hitting the shots in recent weeks. They're hitting so many shots very, very close to the pin and making a ton of birdies. And my students are always asking me about consistency and how to be a better ball striker more often. You don't like that swing coming and going, and who does? But one of the best ways to do it, get that club square on the way back. Don't open it up so much like we used to teach. And when you start coming down, create a turning motion like you see here, down in the legs and rotating, not sliding your hips toward the target. We used to teach a big slide this way, and that would then cause all kinds of problems for the geometry of the swing. So getting the power from a rotation, much more consistent and simple. And then when you do come up, or when you do start using the legs, it's in a force where you're pushing downward versus lateral. And that creates the force, the whip, and the control. Sequentially, we can see the same thing here. Sitting, turning, not sliding. We put a barrier here, try to figure out how much she's moving toward the target. There's not that shifting action that we used to see. There is a pressure change into the left foot, definitely, but there's no shift, and then there's rotation. That keeps the head in position, keeps the low point of the swing constant, which of course then allows for more consistent ball striking all around for both driver and for the irons. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, if it is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. And we'll see you in the next video.